Hello, students. This is another day. So today we are on the barriers to effective communication. We have the learning objectives that is by the end of this module, you should be able to, that is the first one, you must describe the principles of effective communication. Number two, by the end of this module, you must explain why communication breaks down. Number three, that is under objectives, you must identify barriers that interfere with effective communication. Number four is the last one, but not least. You must list strategies for improving communication. Under barriers, we have principle of effective communication. For effective communication, there must be principles. That is number one, clarity. It is the clarity of thought and expression. Clarity of thought, this is important when the idea is being generated in the mind of sender. We have also clarity of expression. The following points deserve attention. Number one, use of simple words. Simple words is more effective than heavy words. Number two, use concrete expressions. These provide visual images which are easy to register which are easy to register. So instead of vacuum, generalized statements, give definite facts. Number three, prefer active constructions. These are easy to understand other than passive. In passive form, your report will be discussed by the committee. But in active form, the committee will discuss your report. That is now in active form. The committee will now discuss your report. Yeah. We have another principle that is competencies. Competencies of fact is absolutely necessary. Incomplete communication leads to ineffectiveness of the action to be taken, irrelevancy, misinterpretation, and misunderstanding of the message. This is because it leaves a number of questions or unanswered questions. The message should be well organized in such a way that the reader is not in doubt about the details contained in it. The following aspects should be taken into consideration for communication under competence. Number one, while answering a letter, include all relevant details and ensure ensure that you answer all the questions. Number two, that is the second point, ensure to consider the 5 WS questions. That is WH questions. That is under that is like who, what, where, when, or why. We have conciseness. That is under principles of effective communication. It is important for your message to be straight to the point, but not loading the message with irrelevant and unnecessary details. Written text should be as brief as possible, but not at the expense of clarity, correctness, or courtesy. If the reader feels that he or she is wasting time on your message, he or she may opt to discard it. We have how to achieve conciseness. Number one, include only relevant facts and details. Number two, we must avoid repetition. Number three, avoid word expressions, figure of speech, and ambiguous words. That is word expression. Number four, organize your message well. For instance, the introduction, the body of the message, and the conclusion. It must have the introduction, come to the body, and then now you conclude. Number five, that is the message should be coherent. That is, it should all true. We have consideration. We must show consideration to our reader by, for instance, adopting the you attitude, avoid I and we in your message. The you attitude is highly recommended for it shows respect and consideration for emphasizing, for the recipient. It makes the reader see the letter from his point of view. Number two, emphasize positive and pleasant statement. In case where one has to send a message of regret, use positive and pleasant words. Example of negative expression: we are sorry to inform you that you have not been admitted to this school. That is positive, no, that is under negative expression. Positive expression: thank you for your application for a course of microfinance. You are, however, advised that commencement date is July next year. That is under positive expressions. We have number three, impart integrity to your message. Showing integrity perhaps is the best way of showing considerations. Ethical principles of sincerity and fairness should be also observed. You have the condonation and the courtesy. This is a consideration. This is a considerate and friendly behavior towards others. The volume principle and to promote courtesy. Number one, answer the letter promptly. Answer the letter the same day you receive it. Don't wait for later, or don't wait for the next day, or maybe next week. Number two, omit irritating negative expression. That is, you forgot, you did not, you failed, we regret. Yeah, you must avoid those. Or at all costs, you must omit. Apologize for an omission. Express your regret for something you have overlooked. Thank generally for a favor. Correctness, give correct facts. This entails use of correct facts and expressing them in correct language. One should not transmit any message unless they are absolutely sure if it's correctness. Number two, send message at the right time. Message should be transmitted and useless. Message is most effective if sent at the right time. Number three, send message in the correct style. Adapt your message to the needs of the receiver. Consider his education background, specialized knowledge on the subject. Now, you have barriers that may cause breakdown in communication. These are those things that are that act as obstacles to effective communication. Anything that impairs the free flow of ideas, these barriers act as a physical, mental, emotional, psychological blocks and results in failure of communication and or miscommunication. Barriers interfere with the active listening and careful response. They do not let the receiver pay complete attention to the message owing to barriers in communication. You cannot concentrate on what is being told to you, or you may fail to receive the message 100%. These barriers act as physical, mental, emotional, and psychological efforts. They contribute to the failure of communication or cause of misconception. We have sources of barriers. We have physical barriers, that is noise. Sometimes physical barriers blocks effective communication. For example, a receiver who has ear protection and ear protection probably will not hear someone yelling fire. We have number C, that is time and distance. The dozen of miles between New York and Paris and their time zone difference can be complicate communication in global communication. We have human physical disorders. That is another source of barrier under physical barriers. Barrier relating to channels. There is wrong handling of the channels, and if a meeting radio program or one of the channels is not used according to the correct procedure and techniques, its potential for carrying a message is dissipated. Wrong selection of channels. All channels are not equally useful in attaining specific channels. Failure to select channels available for the transmission of the message affects the communication process. We have personal barriers. Personal barrier includes selective perception. Perception is the process by which individuals organize and interpret their sensory impression in order to give meaning to their environment. Selective perception occur when people block out new information, especially if it conflicts with what they believe. We have semantic barriers. Semantic barriers refer to meaning of language used. Sorry. Semantic is the semantic study of the meaning of different words and signs. The same word can be interpreted by different people in different way according to the mental attitude and misunderstanding economic, social, and economic background. Semantic distortion can be deliberate or accidental. The message sender should give careful thought to what certain terms will mean to receivers. An advertisement that states we sell for less is deliberately ambiguous. It raises the question less than what? What may affect the different? It raises response. Unless the words used to interpret the same way by both the receiver and the sender, communication will not take place. And that marks the end of this topic of topic 2 under communication skills. Thank you for your cooperation. See you next day.